probably won't be long though, so my neck is all sore and it's been late. I would have done earlier, but I knew if I wasn't doing it. If there were no birthday parties today. Alright. What I'm doing now? Am I supposed to do like that? Let's see here. What's it doing? Do something for her, huh? Check out the West Coast real quick. I have to look at that all the way, unless I'm on to look at that in combat area. Probably. I want to look at that combat area. Let's get out of here then. Into West Chapel. Oh man, I was going our way, wasn't I? Yeah, I was going our way. Shit, man. Exor. Yeah, wait, let's get to work. I don't want to play too long. Probably till maybe 3:30 or something. Hopefully just 3:30. Let's see here.
Ain't safe here for a gentleman. These spot. It's one of them. He's too fucking fast.
Oh man, I think because I'm... files. This place was set because of your consequences. Serious. All of them got some kind of special thing? Keeping out of resistance? See what you got for sale now.
Good evening, my dear colleague.
Have you any news on Nurse Crane and her dispensary?
It seems her dispensary isn't so busy nowadays. Good thing for the Swanborough cordial.
Of course.
I'd like to see what kind of medicine you're selling.
The Swanborough cordial can be the answer to all your problems. As long as you have the money.
Good evening, Mr. Petrescu. What are you doing here?
I could ask you the exact same question, Mr. Doctor. Now leave me alone.
I heard what happened to Nurse Crane. How do you feel, Mr. Petrescu?
Everything was going well until you arrived. Dorothea helped people and will be sorely missed.
I regret it too. I wish she'd continued working at the Pembroke Hospital. She was a good nurse.
So you put an end to the operation. Did you put an end to Dorothea as well?
You seem to have a lot on your chest, sir. What's wrong?
I heard you are a famous surgeon. Tell me, what did you do to Dorothea? She was so bright, so clever. Then you made her an empty shell.
I didn't use drugs or medical trickery, Mr. Petrescu. All I did was talk to Nurse Crane. I promise you.
But what happened to her then? After you left, she did not even recognize me. Then she got careless and sick, and I had to flee.
Jeez, I guess I wiped more down what I thought.
Tell me everything you know about Camellia, the mute florist.
I do not believe in the afterlife.
Yeah, but
Doctor.
yeah, well, she was an angel. Still.
What do you plan to do now that Nurse Crane is gone?
I'm not sure. Strange men came to see me after Dorothea's death, with strange weapons and very odd stories.
What kind of stories?
What kind of stories?
Stories all Romanian children know.
Romania.
It's as if I was home again. Vampires, Mr. Doctor. Vampires.
You believe them? Aren't you too old to hold a weapon or listen to scary stories?
Yes, I am old and alone and will die soon, but if these stories are true, maybe I have found myself another cause.
Uh-oh.
Are you living on the streets, Mr. Petrescu?
And why not? Those who believe they'll be safe behind walls are blind.
What about your house?
My house is always open to any poor soul needing a roof. All my work here is lost now that Dorothea is gone, thanks to you.
Why are you so aggressive?
I remember the night you came here and convinced me to open my door to you, sir. I'd like to punch you right on your chops.
Okay.
Goodbye, Mr. Petrescu.
I didn't realize I freaking mind raced her. Pillar of the community. Now she's gone. Interesting. I think me mind racing here would make her forget everything. What if he's gonna move? I'll find someone to be anything more appropriate to fucking examine. Needs one more. She's dead? I didn't realize I ended her.
Let your guard down, sir. Fancy buying something, sir?
You never lose. Do you have any news of Nurse Crane and her dispensary?
It appears those who dare to get healthcare from that bitch are never seen again. Something fishy going on there, for sure.
There's something fishy going on.
Right then.
Of course. Always something fishy. Switch your arm around.
One way or another. You again?
Have you recent news of Nurse Crane and her dispensary?
I saw her wandering the streets. Yesterday, I think. She didn't recognize me. People say she's lost it. It's a sad story.
Where are you, Dorothy? I need to find you.
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson.
Make her undo the mistake I did. Make her undo the mistake I did.
When science fails you, this elixir will give you faith again.
How are you, boy?
I'm not your boy, all right? Now piss off.
Have you heard anything about Nurse Crane and her dispensary?
Never heard of her.
Goodbye, young man.
Never heard of her.
Gangs of rumors.
Good evening, Benjamin. Can I help you?
I'm afraid not, Mr. Reed.
Have you any news of Nurse Crane and her dispensary?
Not recently.
A gun, alcohol.
Yeah.
This district seems to get uglier every year.
Mr. Bates,
Evening.
have you heard anything about Nurse Crane?
Not really.
Have you...
Not really.
A man such as yourself, knee-deep in the muck of Whitechapel, must know more. Speak now.
But it closed after the owners died. Refugees don't want to come to Whitechapel no more. Scared, I hear.
You sound disappointed.
As long as she was there at the dispensary, it attracted more immigrants and kept my place full. Such a shame.
Why am I not convinced?
Maybe it's because you lack faith. Being a skeptic must be useful for a man of science.
Goodbye, Mr. Bates. I can't believe I'm doing this.
Great. I didn't kill it, did I? I just mind wipe her, didn't I? Alright, just go to the info. Don't try to mind wipe everybody. Did I do that to her? Oh god. Alright, I'm gonna play through this game again and try to do maybe a pacifist run, see what happens. Rogue Scout. Yeah, like I said, folks, don't try to mind wipe her. That pretty much turns her to a scout. I should have made her a vampire or something, but no. I had to hold my bloodless, my urge to drink, the urge to feed. Had to hold that back, didn't I? There's to feed it now. Dorothy's no longer. Dorothy's no longer sane now.
He's dead! It's an H! Kill it! That leech!
It's locked.
I found Dorothy. She didn't make it. Still a shame what happened to Dorothy. I didn't mean for that for her. It's a fate worse than death. She not only became a scout. Well, she seems like she's become a scout, yeah, that's all the same, but it seems like her though. So everybody watching this, don't mind wipe everybody you see. That's a sensible way. Sometimes you do have to feed. Never gonna try this again. I know how this game works. Never want to build my stamina meal first or anything else. For vampires, you run out of breath pretty easily. Come on, please be there. Not you.
This district seems to get ugly.
I swear, where the hell did she go? There you are. Can we talk?
Good evening, Joshua.
晚上好, Dr. Reed. It's good to see you again.
Have you recent news of Nurse Crane and her dispensary?
I heard that she used to help the refugees, but unfortunately you don't see her around anymore.
What are you doing with your time now that you're back in Whitechapel?
I've decided to help the poor and sick of the neighborhood by handing out medicine.
That's very charitable of you. But why do it at night?
I've noticed that the most desperate people tend to go out after dark. Hence my presence, to help them when I can.
Giving out medicine? How can you afford to do that?
I am a rich widow, Dr. Reed. My departed husband left me enough money to last the rest of my life. I can spend some on those who don't have any.
I better know.
Why don't you move to a better neighborhood?
I thought about it, I confess. To go back to the same empty home every day still hurts me a lot.
Why stay here then?
I am a woman of habit, Dr. Reed. And for now, I am happier being useful in a familiar place than I would be anywhere else.
Sounds old.
How do you feel now that you're back in Whitechapel?
I've decided to follow your advice, sir. I won't forget the dead, but my efforts will be for the living.
Why is attitude?
I've no doubt. That is a wise and useful attitude in this part of town.
To be completely honest with you, I'm also doing this for myself. If I'm destined to survive this epidemic, I need my life to have some purpose.
Maybe you could become a new pillar in this community. Dead. Yep.
Do you still think about your departed husband?
Of course I do. I'll never forget my beloved Matthew, but how do I put it? Now I miss him more than I want him back.
I know what you mean. And I think it means you're getting better.
Maybe death will take me the way it took Matthew, without warning and without mercy. But until then, I live on.
Very wise attitude.
Goodbye for now.
I'll leave her alone.
As long as you have the money.
Still sucks about having a dispensary. Of course, that was my doing, but still. Never tend for that outcome.
Good evening, Christina.
Change your mind, Mr. Reed?
What do you know about Nurse Crane and her dispensary?
2 girls I know went to the dispensary yesterday. Nobody has seen them since. I worry about them, in case bad things happen.
Bad things has happened.
Goodbye, miss. Take care of yourself as best you can.
5. I need one more.
Good evening, Mr. Whitaker.
It's Father Whitaker, my son. So, are you still lost in your rational delusions?
Still lost in yours?
What do you mean when you say...
All scientists.
Quite a judge.
Well, you are seeking answers.
I'm getting the answer. I'm listening.
Well, I suppose I...
As a doctor, you must be aware of the decimating epidemic.
What
I
do you
already
mean?
said this
The
before.
beast is finally...
Really?
We must find...
What is left?
Cleansing.
Tell me.
God will wreck.
Purification?
You're like
You're mad.
my son.
Joseph,
Vicar Larrabee of...
what do you mean when you...
All scientists.
Quite a judgment.
Well, you are...
I am.
Alright.
Why did you send...
I sent him on a vision.
Ready to quest.
You sent...
Shouldn't have that, yeah.
Good evening.
It's far.
See what he says about
Have you recent
but
news
that's
of
correct.
Nurse Crane and her dispensary?
If you propagate the devil's work, you'll perish by the devil's work. Such is the law of the Lord.
I have had enough for tonight.
Another person I'm gonna
Goodbye.
feed on. You know what? This neighborhood can't get any worse. This neighborhood can't get anywhere. I was saving you for last, but
Maybe it's time to see if this Christina is still working nearby.
Mr. Bate.
Evening.
this neighborhood can't get any worse now, can it? My second kill today.
Was I that evil to deserve such punishment? My only regret is that no one will mourn me, for I have never been loved.
Come on, take a look. Don't be afraid.
If only.
Good evening, Doctor.
Really, Dr. Reed.
Have you any news of Nurse...
It appears the dispensary is now a major source of contagion in Whitechapel. Someone should do something about it, but no one cares.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby.
Eh,
Farewell.
as usual, cares, and someone going to do care, and they don't do nothing about it.
Hello again, miss. Camellia, I know you were... a stubborn... Very well.
Yeah, she's a mute. I better talk to him now. See what he's over at.
World already touched by...
Good evening, Mr. Nithercott.
And good evening to you too.
Good evening to you too, sir.
Have you recent news?
Not at all, sir.
And that's the problem.
I'll leave you alone, sir.
That lady is feeling good to her neighborhood though. Give money to no money for medicine. So for her sake, no one catches her. Alright, I guess it's time we move on then. Maybe rest first. Yes, we should rest. Laws. Sure enough, let me in.
Good evening, sir. It's me again.
Leave me alone, I say, whoever you are.
Let me in.
It cannot be safe for a blind man to live here alone. Let me enter, sir. I swear I mean you no harm.
Well, a voice never lies, and yours clearly is the voice of a gentleman. All right, Doctor, come on in.
What kind of gentleman pays visits to people at this late hour?
Dear brother, how's She blames herself.
Tell me.
Vampyr feed on her souls.
How do you see the world these days?
I don't know.
It's locked, all right.
Wandering in this part of town at night, you're either brave or a fool. Tell me. So what is the name of my nocturnal visitor?
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. As I already explained to you, I'm inquiring about the epidemic.
Dr. Reed? The eminent surgeon. My
Yeah.
God. I'd never have expected a brilliant physician like you to knock on my door.
You flatter me, sir.
No, sir, I am flattered. I read all your work when I still had my sight. I loved it. I'm Mason Swanborough, by the way.
Have you heard anything about Nurse Crane and her dispensary?
Yeah.
I don't know who she is.
Where's your life?
And what else have you learned about me, Mr. Swanborough?
I know you assisted Professor Carell in France, and that you invented a new blood transfusion method based on his work.
Yes. Those were frustrating but exciting days. I loved it.
Yes, the thrill of research and discovery. This is what drives people like us, Dr. Reed. Oh, how I envy you.
Does someone take care of you in this isolated place?
My sister Loretta and I have our daily routine. Every morning and evening she comes by so we can talk and eat. Then she leaves and I stay.
Where's she go?
Where does your sister go?
Well, let's just say she earns enough money for us both.
What's so amusing about that?
I won't hide the truth from you. Loretta sells a fake miracle elixir to the sick people of Whitechapel.
Got one of that.
You seem unwell, sir.
Yeah.
Do you need my assistance?
Actually, I feel worse than usual. Can you give me something?
Sure, why not?
Yes. I can give you a little something that has been proven effective.
Thank you, Doctor.
Does someone...
My sister...
Your sister?
Do you not appreciate your sister's visits?
Loretta is the best and worst thing that happened to me. And I believe she could say the same thing about me.
I see.
So, Mason, you
So,
are the
Mason.
creative one in the Swanborough business, are you not?
Yes, I am. I am the one who invented and improved the family recipe.
And you do it all by yourself, blind and isolated in this laboratory.
My eyes may be useless, but my brain is still sharp. Once a chemist, always a chemist.
Interesting.
Is your sister using you and your skills for her own profit?
I've lost my sight, not my wits. Loretta couldn't manipulate me in a million years.
Are you sure about that? You clearly depend on her.
Let me be perfectly clear. I came up with the idea of the Swanborough cordial. Loretta needs me more than I need her.
Why does your sister feel so guilty about what happened to you?
Because she knows I'll never forgive what she did to me.
You run an illegal business with someone you hate?
I don't hate my sister. She looks after me, we have a good time. But I'm just not ready to forgive her.
You know, bro.
Do you know Braille, Mr. Swanborough?
I'm no expert, but I learned it in my spare time, yes. Why?
I found a strange document entitled Cure for Blindness. It's written in Braille, so I thought perhaps it was yours.
Really? Is that some kind of sick joke? Let me see.
Here it is.
This letter seems authentic. And it actually refers to an experimental cure for blindness. You have piqued my interest, Dr. Reed.
Could it be of any use to you?
No. This page is just a part of a larger diary. I'd be glad if you could find the other pages.
Alright.
I found another page of the diary, Mr. Swanborough.
This diary is still not complete. The man who wrote it claims he is a member of some scholarly brotherhood called the St. Paul's Stone.
Really? I've heard of them. Very capable scientists. Perhaps the man who wrote this really found a cure.
I would need more pages to figure it out, but it's as promising as it is intriguing.
Let's see here. takes forever, so I got one there.
Mason, why would you waste your skill and knowledge on crafting snake oil and fake drugs?
But this is my only opportunity to continue practicing my art.
By giving false hope to desperate people?
They all see me as disabled and useless. I'm sick of their pity.
To accept what has happened to us and what we have become is a difficult process. I'm sorry for what you've had to endure.
You'll not get my respect through cheap compassion, Doctor. Speak to me like I'm a normal human being. That's all I ask.
I think I screwed that one up.
Here is another page of the diary we were talking about.
Ah, now we're talking. Ingredients, dosages, dangers, and side effects. This is it.
Is the diary complete now?
No. The author tested his work in a hidden laboratory. We must find out where it was. Please, find me more pages, Doctor.
Goodbye, Mr. Swanborough. I'll leave you now.
What kind of gentleman pays visits to people at this late hour?
It's locked.
I think I already got most of it though.
Tell me.
Yep. It's a shame what happened to her. Next gameplay, I'm not gonna mind wiper. Since I'm mind wiper way too far, like, is that what happens when you become a scout? Is that defects of vampirism? I honestly don't know. Since I already got it, so should we head back then?
Good evening, Mr. Swanborough.
Is it you, Dr. Reed? Please come in. Wandering in this part of town at night, you're either brave or a fool. What can I do for you, Doctor?
Have you heard any...
Don't know who she...
Goodbye, Mr.
Okay. No. Hidden laboratory, it says.
Wandering in this part of town.
In the laboratory. Go ahead. Exactly. Maybe we should head back to the hospital first. We're getting out that way. Probably I can build some more stuff. Where did dead bodies? I should probably kill all these scouts.
Thirst for blood.
The thirst for blood must be quenched. Alright. Let's get moving.
I cannot enter.
I know where it is too.
It's locked, all right.
Gotta go in the sewers for that. There must be in the sewers. First, I'm gonna go talk to the doctor first. He might know something about it. He might like, hey, I know, I read a little bit of work. Yeah, it says this and this.
Last warning! We have to stop it!
Oh, 20? Yeah, it's gotta be where increase our experience points with that. Vampyr. Take some of that. What else is here?
It's locked.
Alright. It's a shame, really. That feels bad now. Maybe next time. Your blood. Wait, my what?
Never ceases to amaze me how you, the
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Please show me.
Of course. Yeah. Show me what you got.
It never ceases to amaze me how you, the dead, see.
The flower's dying. It needs water.
Well, where the hell you get water? You saying it's a water to this facility? Alright, let's see here. Let's see if I can get a questions off Dr. Swansea? No, I can't pronounce it.
Yes, Jonathan? What do I owe the pleasure?
Don't worry, Edgar. The reputation of Pembroke Hospital is secure. Sean Hampton was not the guilty party.
Is that true?
Let me discuss this thing.
What do you...
Not
I...
incredible.
Yeah, we're discuss this.
Does the name... No.
Either stop.
A pleasure at...
Alright, first let's talk to the lady downstairs, Lady Ashburn.
Good evening, Ned.
Good evening,
Goodbye, Ned.
Here's Lady Ashburn. 20s. She's trying to manipulate her.
Yes, Jonathan? Can I help you with something?
I'm better than one might expect, Lady Ashbury. Dr. Swansea has asked me to investigate the recent disturbances in the hospital, caused by skulls.
Really?
Alright.
Goodbye for...
Not much. I was hoping for something. Let me get some of the rest and see what happens to the district. See how if it goes any deeper into chaos. I'm a nutty boy. It's a shame. But that district can't go any lower. Let's take a rest. Go with bullets. More bullets. And now science. Well, stems. Medical bag. Gone critical. Time to run, time to make some rounds. Your eyes are kind of bloodshot, sir. shot there, sir. Time to make some rounds. Are you not gonna let me talk to you there, sir? Alright, fine.
Good evening, Doctor. How is my son doing?
Do you require medical attention as well, Mrs. Goswick?
Do you know you're the only one who's asked me this? No, I don't feel well, actually.
Despite what you think about this place, I can tell you with absolute certainty, taking this will help you recover.
Well, at least your reputation seems well deserved. Unfortunately, I can't say the same for this hospital.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick. Good evening, Mr. Fiddick.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. Any news about my operation?
Is there anything else that's bothering you? Can I help in any way?
Really? Why has no one else asked me that since I got here? I thought I was in a hospital.
Unfortunately, you are not the only person who needs help. And complaining about it won't do you any good.
Well, perhaps you're right, Dr. Reed. I'm sure if me missus was still alive, she wouldn't be happy with me going on like this.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
I'm quite busy right now, Dr. Reed.
Do you need my assistance?
Don't be ridiculous. I'm capable of dealing with this myself. I've just not taken the time to do so.
Here.
Then you are lucky that I have taken the time to do so. Consider it a gesture of solidarity between professionals.
I wish this hospital could have received as much attention from you, Dr. Reed. We do not see you in surgery very often.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
Oh, because I'm a vampire. Fatigue is getting to everybody here.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Please show.
Of course.
I got nothing to buy some stuff from them.
Good evening.
Do you need medical attention?
Well, the proximity of the dead is not the most healthy company, even if the quiet can be appreciated.
Don't take too many risks with your health, Mr. Chidana.
Yeah.
None of us are immune to this disease, and that is a good thing. Death and disease is a constant reminder of our mortality. But you have my thanks, Dr. Reed. Goodbye, Mr. Chidana.
Alright. Should probably make some more, tonics. Being a doctor and all. Uh, 15 opium, jeez. Guys, gotta get these quests moving along then. Unless these girls suffer from fatigue, looks like it.
Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
Do you require medical assistance, Nurse?
I will be fine as soon as I can get some sleep.
Nurse, you won't be able to help people if you're sick. Take this, and do try to get some rest.
I'll try, Dr. Reed. Thank you.
Goodbye, Nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
Some fatigue here. Around. Man, the cells are downstairs, so.
Good evening, Mr. Elwood.
Evening, Dr. Reed.
Evening, Dr. Reed.
Soldier, do you need assistance?
Not really. I think I caught something in this bloody hospital. I swear I'm dead. Yet smiling inside, Dr. Reed.
As long as you remain here, I will make sure you don't have to worry about your health.
Don't think you can do much about it. Damage is done.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
Disgust on every streetcar.
How about the dogs? That's usually never good. Alright.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
I'd like to...
Wise choice.
First, let's see what you got. Alright.
Good evening.
Good evening, Doctor.
Do you need any medical help, Milton?
I'm afraid I do. Like everyone in this hospital. It's a sad state of affairs when even the hospital workers are worried about disease.
Our job brings us into contact with all kinds of infections, Milton. There's no shame in being ill while you're in a hospital.
That's easy for you to say, Doctor. I get the feeling you don't fall sick often. But thanks, anyway.
Goodbye, Milton.
Where are the other two guys, man? At the docks. Right down by the docks.
Sometimes you act like a real jerk, you know that?
Come on, Ozzy, don't be like that.
What, like what? Like someone who felt betrayed by the man he loves? Did you ever even try to find me? Rescue me?
You know, it's not like that. I wanted to. I was so afraid to leave the hospital, not to be seen with you.
We survived this shit together. That's all that matters. I know you did your best.
Figured that much. Doctor.
Fuck the wall, right? And fuck them all.
Fuck the wall. Fuck them all. Satisfied with that?
We have no reason to be here. I am not
Should say he was buried alive, feared that much, but now I had to say something else. Sure wait for that. I'm talking to you right now. Hey.
Hello again, Mr. Blight.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. You doing your rounds as usual?
How do you feel about Oswald Thatcher? You are more than friends, aren't you?
I love him. I love Oswald. We knew we wouldn't survive the war without each other. But I am terrified, Doctor.
What frightens you so much?
If people find out. Oswald says I'm ashamed, but it ain't that. It's more, well, you know, never thought I'd love a man.
I want to say what Joy loves.
Enjoy your love. And enjoy life as long as you can, Mr. Blight. Don't let anyone tell you who you should love or how you should love them.
I appreciate your kind words, sir. But it ain't that easy. It's all so new to me.
Goodbye, Mr. Blight. Take care of yourself. Good evening.
Evening, Dr. Reed.
Tell me about your true feelings for Newton.
I love him. I'm not ashamed to say it. He's the best thing that ever happened to me. I can't imagine life without him.
I admire your honesty. It takes courage to stand up to society. The world needs people like you to create change.
Courage is what we needed in the trenches, looking death in the face every day. I speak plain. I speak my mind.
Have you always been this straightforward?
All I know is, before you saved me by the sewer, my only regret was I wouldn't be able to hold or kiss Newton again. I love him, that's all.
Why should you be ashamed?
I'm not, I said. But Newton sees it differently.
Newton is conflicted about his feelings towards you. Would you like to talk about it, Oswald?
It makes me sad and angry. It feels like the beautiful thing we have is somehow tainted. It hurts to see him so lost.
His love for you is genuine. I'm certain he wasn't lying to me when he expressed his feelings for you.
Newton still has to accept it, knowing he'll be seen as a queer, a fairy, less than a man in those simple-minded bigots' eyes. Though he's more of a man than they'll ever be, so fuck them all.
Goodbye, Mr. Thatcher. Try to take care of yourself.
Guess what about the other book.
Hello again, Mr. Blight.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye, Mr. Blight. Take care of yourself.
Alright, let's head to the this district docks first. Okay, help the lady here. Alright, you go down there. Actually, before the docks. I almost forgot.
I cannot enter.
Still crane. Door crane. Sheesh. Could've let that one down easily. No, I had a mind wiper. A lot. You know, I thought it was gonna like just forget about the blackmail. It's a bad idea. Before we know it, you could send some hitmen after you, you know. And you boom, you have all set fire to this place. So I'd say back off and just leave it be. You know, I'll deal with it. But no, I had a freaking mind wiper. And mind wipe. I think she's out from this right now.
It's locked, all right.
Need code. Where in the hell? Where's the code then? Let's see here. Let's see, a letter. Let's clear these suits out real quick. Secret lab? No. Gonna get some more of the drugs I need. Good thing. I gotta head to the docks anyways. Whitechapel, I think they're fine. No, Whitechapel is not fine. Gotta heal all these fools. But I don't have to heal them now. As long as I have to rest. Yes. Just save up. But I should cut a swath though. Swath through there. Nah, won't make it to that side. Gotta go to the docks. Deal with those sickly people. They're pretty close together too, so it should be easy. Alright, come on, let's run. Stable.
Jesus, I've never seen so many people.
This is a hospital freaking slaughterhouse. Seriously. Excuse me.
Over there!